Bill, my boss, invited me to play in the company's team at the annual charity golf tournament. Bill is a good guy. I mean, I can skip work, play golf for free, eat twice a day for free, drink free beer, and at the same time get paid for this day. I come to the field in the morning on the day of the tournament and register. Bill is standing by the sponsor's tent, already smoking a cigar. Seeing me, he waves at me. "Hi Jim, plans have changed," he says. "I had to include Jody in the tournament at the last moment, and I'm playing with the representative of the state. So, you're in Jody's team." I shrug my shoulders. "Okay Bill, met Jody before. She is a very nice woman, and she will play in the women's team. So if she can strike, it can even give us an advantage. She doesn't play very well," Bill continues. "Here's your advantage. But I don't have to remind you to treat her well." "Of course, Bill," I say. "You're a good person," he says, releasing cigar smoke in my face. As a result, there are 3 people left in our team, unlike the usual 4. One player didn't appear. The third one is a young guy named Brad. Brad is 25 years old. He recently graduated from college, but has already achieved more success than I can imagine. So I drink 2 mugs of beer before the game starts. We get acquainted and have a small talk. Brad is a Republican, so I take 3 bottles of beer from the first refrigerator I come across. The day promises to be long. The first thing I notice in Jody is her face. This is true both when I first met her and today when I see her again. Jody is about 50 or 60 years old. She has shoulder-length blonde hair, and she was probably a real fox when she was young. Her face keeps her youth. She has clear blue eyes and very few age wrinkles. She has a round face, as well as cheeks, and quite high cheekbones. She wears glasses in a golden oval frame, which only emphasize her roundness. Jody has a stunning smile, thin lips today painted pink, and perfectly straight teeth. What's different from today is that she's dressed for the game. Before, when I saw Jody, she was dressed in office clothes, pants, blouse, and so on. However, it's hot today, almost 40 degrees. So Jody is wearing short black shorts and a simple white sleeveless shirt. This makes obvious some things that were not seen before. First of all, Jody is fit. Her height cannot be more than 165 centimeters. But under this t-shirt, you can see that. Under it, there are probably chests of the 4th size. Secondly, age did not have such a beneficial effect on her figure as on her face. She has a modest but noticeable stock over her wide hips. Her ass sags a little, and varicose veins are visible on her cellulite-covered thighs. Her skin is pale, which emphasizes her age and wrinkles. "I'm glad to see you again, Jim," says Jody. We both smoke a cigarette while waiting for the tournament to start. "And I'm glad, too. Jody, I don't think I've seen you since the Christmas party." "That's right," she answers. "Listen, I'm sorry that Bill put me in front of you. I hope you don't expect to win something today." I'm just smiling. "I'm sure you'll succeed, Jody. I'm here just to have fun." She's smiling too. "Okay, me too." She's crazy with her margarita with my can of beer. For fun. Maybe it's because of beer. Maybe because it was too hot. Maybe I'm just a pervert. The longer we played, the sexier Jody became. I watched her stand over the ball, putting her ass out and lowering her chest low, and felt everything turning inside me. After the first 9 holes, her previously pale skin became bright red, especially on her shoulders. She was shining with sweat, and I felt my drool. I watched her swing, moving her wide hips back and forth, and how her ass tenses with every movement. Her tits bounced slightly at the end of each swing. "Damn," she muttered, watching her ball fly at the turn of the 10th hole and fall into the pond. "I'm not a professional," I tell her, standing next to the field. "But it seems to me that you push your hips forward before hitting the ball." "Jim," she begins irritably, "such advice will not help me. Let's go. You'll show me." I'm looking at Brad. He sits in a cart and picks his BlackBerry. Of course, it is, because that's what he did all day, only occasionally interrupting to hit on female volunteers in snack carts. So I shrug my shoulders and head to Joe. "Okay, look," I say, standing behind her. I put my hands on her hips. "Take another swing. I'll hold your hips still." She swings. I feel her hips moving, but I keep my hands tense so that they don't move. Speaking of tension, I'm not the only one in my hands, but my body is not so close to her, and I'm wearing boxers, so it's not too noticeable. I take a deep breath and ask, "And how do you feel?" "It's strange," she says, changing from foot to foot and slightly moving her hips. "It's strange that only a part of my body moves. I had no idea that my hips were moving so much." "Try again," I tell her. "You know how to hit, so don't think about it. Focus on your hips." She swings again, and I catch her smell the smell of perfume and sweat. "We need to finish this lesson as soon as possible." Fortunately, this attempt is good. Her hips barely move. "Great," I tell her, stepping back. "Beat off another ball." She hits another ball, and it's great, straight and long, landing in the center of the field. She turns to me, grinning. "That's great." She kisses me on the cheek. "Thank you, Jim." We go back to the carts and continue. I'm a little excited and probably blushing. I open the beer and finish it quickly. Brad doesn't notice anything. We are working on the completion of the game. I constantly watch Jody, when she swings at an attempt, when she sits in a cart, when she drinks water. Over time, she sweats more and more, and her shirt becomes more transparent. And I drink more, which only helps me focus on Jody, not on playing golf. The idiot Brad is now riding in the cart alone, and I agree to drive Jody's cart under the pretext that our blows usually fall next to each other. I spend too much time staring at her hips, because her shorts pull up when she sits. I imagine myself at her feet, kiss them, and make my way up her feet with my mouth. Kissing, biting, licking. Having reached her hips, I linger there, running my hands over her lush hips and ass, sliding my face almost to her panties, inhaling the smell of her pussy and sweat. "Jim," Jody screams, grabbing me by the knee and tearing me out of my dreams. I'm turning the cart around so as not to crash into a small tree. "I'm sorry," I say. "I must have drunk too much." Her hand is still on my knee, and my dick is so hard that it hurts. "It's okay," she says. "I'm just scared." We play the 18th hole, say goodbye to Brad, who decided to leave early, and go to the banquet hall for dinner and the award ceremony. Of course, we won't win anything, but we didn't expect it. I'm sitting next to Jody for dinner. Bill hangs out in the hall, talking to people he thinks are important, but in fact, they're just slum middle-aged white guys who don't pay the slightest attention to him unless they're drunk. We are eating an ordinary buffet. Before the award ceremony starts, I get up and tell Jody that I'm going to smoke a cigarette. "I'll join you," she says. It's already getting dark, and it's noticeably cooler outside. Jody is no longer wet from sweat, which is probably good for my psychosexual health. We sit on the bench at the front door, smoke cigarettes, and sit in silence for a few minutes. Then Jody looked at me and said, "I noticed how you looked at me today." "Damn it. I'm sorry, Jody. To be honest, I don't know what was in my head." She's smiling. "No, it's okay. Ain't good." I'm flattered. Men don't look at me like that anymore. "Even Bill?" I ask. "Especially Bill," she sighs, turning away and releasing smoke from her mouth. "In fact, it's not quite a modern way of thinking to strive to be an object of observation," she continued, stuttering at these words. "But it's nice to know that someone is watching." A few moments, I'm silent, thinking about the right answer and watching my cigarette melt. It's damn annoying for Bill. I finally answer when she extinguishes the cigarette. She's looking at me again. "What's wrong?" "Jody, you are a bright, smart, sexy woman." She's blushing. "Not true, Jim. Don't treat me patronizingly. I'm serious," I continue, "and my honesty is based on a daily dose of beer drunk. I didn't stare at you all day to please you. I stared because I couldn't help myself." She turns away again, and we sit silently, listening to the squirking of crickets. "So," I finally say, "it's damn hurtful for Bill. He doesn't appreciate you, but he's your husband, so hardly anyone else can treat you the way you deserve." I'm starting to get up, but Jody grabs my wrist. "You can, Jim." "Excuse me." She puts my hand on her thigh and says, "You can treat me the way I deserve, Jim." With the other hand, she wraps the back of my head and pulls me to her for a kiss. It was a long, slow, passionate kiss. For me, Time stops for a moment. When the kiss ends, we stay sitting together. I can feel my heart pounding wildly in my chest. What do you want, Jody? She wraps her palm around my cheek. Just a wonderful ending to a wonderful day, she says. Just something to. She shuts up, then smiles shyly. Just something to fill the void in my life. She slides her hand down my chest to the crotch, and it becomes physically obvious that I want the same. Not here, that's all I can say. She gets up and pulls my hand. Follow me. We are quietly returning to the building. The lobby and hall are quiet, although the noise of the award ceremony is heading from the banquet hall. Jody quickly walks down the dark corridor to the left, and I follow her. She leads me through the door to the left at the end of the corridor, to the locker room. It's dark there, and Jody moves fast, so I lose sight of her for a second. Jody, I whisper. Here, come here. Her answer is heard. I'm going to the sound of her voice. There is a row of sinks in the back of the locker room. There is a couch by the opposite wall. Jody is standing next to her. She has already taken off her shoes and t-shirt. I do the same thing. I throw off my shoes and t-shirt. She unbuttons her bra and sits on the couch. Without support, her breasts lose their shape and sag just above the belly. I get down on my knees in front of her and take off her shorts and panties, revealing Jody in all her luxurious glory. She has short pubic hair gathered in tight blonde curls. I immediately return to my dreams, but immediately move onto her hips. Jim, she says. I look up from her belly and tits to her face. I appreciate your thought, but we don't have much time. Okay, I answer, getting up and throwing off my underwear shorts. Then you're on top, I say. I sit on the couch next to her. Really? She asks. I've been looking at you all day, I say. I want to be able to see you. She smiles, then gets up and turns to face me. She's standing over me, saddling me, and I look at her pussy, regretting that we don't have more time for preliminary caresses. She slowly gets down on her knees on the couch. I'm so hard, and it's so wet that I enter it without help. She slides down, and I feel the head of my dick touching the base of her cervix. Ooh. I moan. Shh. She reproaches me when she starts jumping. It catches me by surprise, as I didn't expect it to move. Not that I don't like to watch her breasts and belly bounce, but she clearly has problems setting the rhythm. Jody, I whisper, lean forward, and then just move your hips back and forth. Oh, you have such hips. She whispers in response, but obeys. She lifts the upper part of her body, putting her hands on both sides of my head on the back of the couch, and starts rubbing. Oh, it's better that way. Better, because now her clitoris is also rubbed. Jody sets the rhythm. I don't close my eyes and watch her breasts sway in front of my face. Her nipples are big and sticking out. I wrap around her tits on both sides and take one nipple in my mouth, sucking for a long time and teasing each of them with my tongue. Ah. She exhales in a whisper, and then makes a long purr. Jody increases the speed of her movements and with each reverse push presses harder, driving my dick as deep as she can. Now, she's breathing hard, trying not to make noise. She loses her balance and falls on me, and I bury my face in her juicy, sweaty breasts. I take the initiative, grab her ass and stick my dick into her, while putting her hips and ass on myself. A few more moments, and Jody exclaims, "Oh my God." Oh, yes. That's the silence for you. Jody squirts. Not much, but I feel the walls of her pussy tense when she comes, and a small stream of moisture runs down my balls. It turns me on. Oh, damn it. I exhale, trying to be quieter than her. I come in it, but I continue to fuck for a few more seconds, and then I relax, feeling the last tiny splash of sperm. Jody sits on me more directly, and I feel our mixed juices flowing down my crotch. She bends down and kisses me deeply, as before. Then he gets off me, and without saying a word, begins to tidy himself up and get dressed. I follow her example. It's time to go back to the award ceremony. Jody returns to the table before me. I quietly enter the room, although it doesn't matter because of the noise in the hall. I sit next to her. She has a glass of white wine in her hands, and I notice that there is also the same one in my place. When the award ceremony ends, Bill comes to the table. "Did you win anything?" he asks us. "No, Jody answers. But Jim and I came here just to have fun. Bill smiles. Well, did you have fun? Without blinking an eye, Jody turns to me and asks, Jim, did you have fun? I'm smiling. Of course, I answer, raising my glass of wine. She's smiling too. Okay, me too. She's having her glass with mine. Too much fun.